Hi, so my name is Satyam, and this is third video of my interview prep journey. I really want to solve challenging problems or the topics that I never touched, right? Or and also have a good command in my speaking or communication, especially in English language, right? Yeah. So with that, let's start with the problem itself. Okay. So this function we which this function basically we need to create a function which determines if a given number is a prime or not. Okay, so before tackling the problem, let's start with the some understanding. Okay, so what is a prime number? Okay, so prime number is a number which is divisible by two distinct number, 1 and itself. For example, 7 is a prime number. Why? Because 7 is divisible by 1 and 7 only, right? Not other than 1 and itself. Okay. For example, 6 is not a prime number because it is divisible by 1 and 6, but it is also divisible by 2 and 3, right? So we know what is prime number. Okay. So yeah, with that, we know that we need to basically find a number which is which can be divisible by a given number. If if any number is divisible, that means it is not a prime number, right? Okay, so this we know with our definition, right? What we can do is to have basically we know that for having proper divisible, um, for having divisible, um, the number should be less than a given number. For example, 7, we need to see what are the numbers that can be divisible by 7, right? So it should be less only, right? It can't be greater than 7, right? So that this we know. Okay, so there are two approaches, right? First we will do, um, which is not that efficient, but we will do. Okay, we will figure out then how can we optimize our algorithm. Okay, so let's start. We can use our classic loop. For example, okay, so let's understand more that how can we do. Okay, so let's suppose we need to check if 7 is a prime number or not. Okay, so we know that uh, we need to only check less than 7. Okay, we, the number can't be greater than 7, right? Because it will never be divisible by 7. Okay, yeah. So we know that 1 and 7 is divisible. 1 and 7 is divisible, right? So we need to find between those numbers, right? For example, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, not including 7, right? And 1, because we know that we need to find other than 1 and itself, right? So with that basic understanding, right, we can solve a problem, right? So we can use a classic loop, right? We can initialize our variable first 2, because we need to start from 2. Then we can add some condition. If I is less than 9, that means not 9, less than a given number, that means it will start from n and it will go to n minus 1 because it is greater than, right? So I, we can increment on every step. Okay, now just we need to add a condition, right? So to have to check if a number is divisible to a given number, right? We can use module, right, which will just gives us the reminder. Okay, so uh, if a given number, if n is divisible by I and it's equal to 0, that means it is divisible. That means this is not a prime number. Okay, so what we can do is we can just return false. That means a number is not a prime number, right? And let's suppose we did not find any number which is divisible to given number, right? That means the loop is ended. That means we that mean that means we does not find that divisible, and that means the number is a prime number. So what we can do is to return a true, right? Right. Let's see if I let's check again if I list. Okay. No, I think this we can do. This is yes. Okay. So we have passed the test, but let's see. Okay. So we need to check for the one. Okay. We can just add a condition if n is let's say less than 2, right? Less than 2, that means return false. Okay, right? I mean, we have solved this problem, but if we see the time complexity, right, is for a given n number, right? It would be O to n, right? So how can we optimize, right, this algorithm? Okay, so for optimization we need to understand some math, right? It's fine. Just as I'll understand. I will give you some um, overview that how can we solve, right? So yeah, let's suppose we need to check if 64 is a prime number or not, right? So with our current solution, we need to check 2 to 63, right? Which is not efficient actually, right? As number grows, right? This algorithm is not efficient. Okay, so how can we optimize? Okay, so yeah, so first understand. Let's suppose if a number is 64, what are the possible factors, right? Factors mean that a number that what are the possible number that can be divided, that can be divisible to 64. Okay, so there's a 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, right? So 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 there is a one thing, if you can see that all that each factor, right, forms a pair to have 64. For example, if we can see 64 multiply 1 equal to 64, right? If say 2 and 32, 2 into 32 equal to 64, and 4 and 16 equal to 64. There is a 8 multiplied by 8 equal to 64, right? And we know that 8 is the square root of 64. Okay, so with that understanding that okay, in all the possible factor, it needs to make a pair to have 64, right? That we know. Okay, so let's suppose um, let's suppose okay, also we can understand this, right? For example, 8 is a square root, right? And for and the numbers, the possible factor which are larger than a square root, right? The pair will be the smaller than square root. For example, 16 is larger than the square root, okay? And it needs to have a pair with a number smaller than square root of a given number, okay? So this we know, 32 to 2, 64 2. So let's say uh, we have checked till 1 to 8 that okay, 1 is a prime number or not, 2 is a prime number or not, 4 is a prime number or not, 8 is a prime number or not, right? We have checked till 8. Do we need to perform or do we need to check larger than 8, 8, 60, 32, 64? No. Why? Because we have checked the pair of all the pairs of our possible factor which are larger than square root, right? So what we can do is, right, is to here we can just use as math dot square root, right, of n. We can just check till square root of n, right? So let's say okay, it fails. Yeah, because we need to till we need to check till square root, right? It just checks less than 1 of square root, so we need to have equal, right? Just test it. Okay, it passes. So now the time complexity of would be square root of n, which is less than of on, right? So this is much efficient, or this is much optimized way optimized way to solve this problem. Okay, thanks.